Okay, welcome to a new Hack Chirp where we discuss with the community about future Parrot developments. We share ideas together and we answer all your questions. So today we had a nice topic suggested by our community because a community fellow, Anubis, wanted to discuss with us about the future of the tools to provide in Parrot Security, and especially some of the ideas he had about tools to be removed, added, and so forth. So first of all, I wanted to give you importance because today we finally fixed the latest bugs in the Parrot 6.3 release, and we are almost ready to release that. There was loading an OVA image for VirtualBox. We are fixing it right now. So it is a matter of hours, and Parrot 6.3 will be out with the new GPG keys and all the new fixes that we introduced. Also, the Firefox launcher is finally fixed. We decided to get back to revert back basically to Fox ESR because the latest version of Firefox decided on its own to ignore system configuration, change APIs and configuration standards over time absolutely randomly because of the Mozilla policy, the Mozilla goal of trying to make money out of the sponsorships they have. So if we attempted to change the search engine to DuckDuckGo to allow more privacy, that setting will be ignored from time to time and reverted back to Google. If we wanted some telemetry to be disabled, they re-enabled it over time. If we wanted to provide some add-ons for better privacy, they ignored the fact that the system was suggesting those add-ons to be used and provided a vanilla Firefox experience with no customizations at all from time to time. So it was completely unpredictable, and we decided to roll back to Firefox ESR. You're still free to install the latest version of Firefox from our repository. We continue to support it officially, but the ISO files will be provided with our configuration finally. And you can attempt to download the latest ISO file right now by going to the Parrot repository and manually looking for the 6.3.2 ISO files. There is a folder with all the files inside. Just the OVA images will be updated in few hours to address this latest fix, and we will be out on our website as well. I don't see Dario online. Maybe he didn't join yet, because I wanted to discuss with him about the changelog as well. We'll see it later. So, any questions or topics we want to discuss before addressing the changelog? Do we want to start talking about the tools already? And of course, since the chat is being recorded, if you don't want to show your face or voice, you're free to address any questions or answers in a chat here. Why is there two Firefox? Yeah, basically because Firefox maintains two versions. One is the main line, let's say, that gets updated in a rolling release fashion, like Arch Linux, let's say. And the other one follows an LTS model. It is called Firefox ESR. It is updated. It receives all the security fixes from time to time, but the main code, the functionalities, get frozen for a long while, a year or two, I believe. So if you want to build other products on top of Firefox, you can rely on the ESR version and be sure they will not change the API meanwhile, breaking your product, basically. This is why the ESR version was released. And this is why Debian decided to officially provide only the ESR version. LibreWolf and other Firefox clones, like the Tor browser as well, are all based off the Firefox ESR code. Of course, if you want to, I don't know, browse Netflix or this kind of websites that enforce not only the DRM but also but also browser checks, they might not work on Firefox CSR, especially when it's like end of life, approaching end of life, because stupid decisions in such companies. But so that is why we also provide the latest version. But for general use, the only version provided, which should be only Firefox CSR, should work fine. In Parrot, we have, of course, several launchers because each Firefox version provides its own launcher. Plus, we provide our custom launcher that automatically decides which version of Firefox to launch based on what you have installed. So if you see a huge population of Firefox launchers in your menu, this is why. You have Firefox Standard, Firefox CSR launcher, and the Parrot launcher. Plus the associated profile managers, because with Parrot you can handle multiple Firefox profiles to isolate what you do with the browser. Never heard of Zen. What is it? Is it like a configuration provider, or is it a fork of Firefox? Of course, I know LibreWolf and other projects like that, like Iceweasel back in time when Debian wasn't allowed to use the Firefox brands and logos in the browser. Oh, Zen browser. Let me see very quick, and then let's get back to the main topic. Calmer internet. Do you know what engine is used under the hood? Is it based off Chromium, or is it Firefox or something custom? Do you have any information about it? Because it might be worth of consideration in the future. Yes, thank you for joining. There is a quick agenda, but it is a very loose agenda, actually. We wanted to announce the pre-release of Parrot 6.3 and discuss with you guys some ideas for new tools for the future of Parrot. Okay, and they told me that Anubis, if you are still here, has a list of tools that he wanted to discuss with us. Do we have a link or something to this list, or is it something you want to present?
Hello, guys. Yes, of course. But I have one question. I am trying to find the option to share a screen, but I didn't see.
It is the third icon next to the camera icon,
Yes,
I believe.
I
Let
found
me
it.
see if it works for me.
Yes.
Okay.
I am working as a penetration testing or do some bug bounty hunting. We use the mini tools, but there is specific tools we daily use it. Some tools of project discovery tools like Nocoli or Subfinder or HBX. Such tools like this, it's useful to use it and powerful for many domains. Like Subfinder collect all, not just collect tools from subdomains from Google or TLS or CERT. It's collect from many resources to find many subdomains. Like this, Subfinder.
I'm browsing the project discovery GitHub website. Okay, it could be taken in consideration. It's very, very nice.
Can share
Project
link.
discovery tools. Yeah, here it is. Cool. I think some of them I've heard already, like Nuclei and DNSX, and probably Katana, but I'm confusing Katana with something else, I'm sure. And Nabu, I've probably heard of it.
It's like in map because in activity reteaming we see some of cloud detected in map results or buckets, so it's blocked it. So Nabi scan ports and find a way to bypass like such a block from
So it
cloud.
just gives like a different fingerprint of scanning that is not identical to the Nmap one. So
Yes.
it fools the the firewalls. Nice, nice. Okay, so how are tools being managed right now in Parrot, and how I would like to make it evolve in the future? There is an information that might be useful to all of you guys. By now, we have this amazing collaboration with Hack the Box, where we test our entire arsenal against the content of the Hack the Box Academy mainly, and also the machines when, especially those they write the write-ups upon to test whether all the tools work, whether a tool is missing or not, whether they need to be updated, stuff like that. This is how CrackMac got replaced with NetExec, for instance. So this collaboration was amazing to assist the development and update process of all the Parrot arsenal. We recently got in contact with the Athena OS developers. It is still work in progress. We just had a quick chat with them, but my idea is to attempt to maintain our entire arsenal not only as deb packages, but also provide app images, Docker containers, and possibly also Flatpaks to make basically the whole arsenal universal to any operating system. Basically, if you have Linux, you can use it. Doesn't matter whether you want to use Parrot itself or not. So this is a long-term plan for the future, and we will also like to have other projects involved. This is why we went in touch with the Kaido developers, with the Athena OS developers, and with other similar projects. There is an amazing project that delivers Docker containerized tools in an very easy to install fashion. There's also a container manager that developed that was very, very similar to our Rocket tool. Damn, I don't remember the name of the tool. But there is another project we will try to collaborate in the future to make a major upgrade to the Parrot arsenal. But we will mostly be based off native Debian packages, which mean that every tool that gets added to the Parrot ecosystem needs to be maintained, and we are looking for Debian package maintainers. We are desperately looking for them. Finally, Dante Rolle finally learned how to do some package maintenance. In fact, he did an amazing run of upgrades for the latest version. We fixed a giant amount of tools with him. But now we need other people to jump in the boat and start actively contributing to maintain the Debianization scripts of all the tools we support and all the tools we plan to support in the future. So this list of tools is amazing. It is a very important starting point because not all of them are tools that are well known in the field. They're worth being added, but we need someone to maintain them for us or with us. We can assist in the process, especially at the beginning. We can proceed tool by tool. There is, of course, Dani and AuthExec that are the first participants to our Corsairs program, which is a program we set up to reward the Parrot contributors. If you are in the Parrot community, you want to contribute to the project, you can join the Corsairs program. Exactly. Thank you, Julia, for sharing the link. Start contributing with commits and get rewarded by doing so. There are several levels of contribution. I don't remember all of them, but like if you if you, for instance, complete 5 commits, you get the first reward. If you stick to 1 month of contribution, you get another one. It is like level based for you to contribute to the project. So the plan is to get you involved, give you something back, and also cultivate a new generation of Parrot maintainers that have the knowledge of how to maintain a tool inside Parrot, which means in the future, I will not be the bottleneck of the project in letting a new tool join the project. And this is very, very crucial for the future of the system, because by now we can barely maintain the current arsenal. And with you joining the whole process, it will not only speed up uh, the process of adding new tools, it will also boost a lot the process of having new contributors involved, because my help will not be necessary for them to learn how to do that, because there will be other people in the community with the knowledge, with the expertise, with the experience in contributing to the project to assist them in the whole onboarding. So if you have an idea on the on this initiative, if you have your proposals, or if you want to join, please tell us, and we will help you with that, now that we have the proper infrastructure to onboard you properly and give you something back for that. Yes, there is an important question that you made. How to support that, like Debian packaging, and how to try it local. Yeah, the first step, of course, is to get familiar with the Debian packaging workflow, especially to test and compile all the architectures on your own on your laptop. I personally use sbuild. It is like a tool, a wrapper of other tools that help you assist create the workers in your laptop for all the architectures you want to support. So it basically uses a primitive sort of containers to create the work environments. So every build process is done in a vanilla environment, not your native system. And you can also do cross building of of your code, of your packages. So you can test whether a package succeeds for x86 but fails for ARM architectures and so forth. And you can also have like a Debian system and build for Parrot, or vice versa. You can have a Parrot system and build not only for Parrot, but also for Debian stable, Debian testing, and other targets. So it's very, very powerful. It is kind of well documented in the Debian documentation, but I would like in the future to write the proper documentation specific to the Parrot containers, to stop the Parrot build environment in our documentation. So please, contributors, Dante Rolle, Alpha Exec, and Danny, if you want to help me writing this documentation to set up the build environment, it will be very, very helpful for us. I see you, Anubis, showing us other tools and other things. Do you want to create like a shared document to discuss that, to list all of them, so we can have like address them properly one by one?
Of course, of course. Try to upload it. Give me 1 second. Okay. When I finished, I can share my documentation in chat. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
One of interesting tools, I like it, and I'm using daily. It's a tool generate pen testing report called SIS report.
Sys report, that's nice.
Yeah. I'm tried with cloud or online or local in my local host. I see it's powerful more than many tools. I use it. You can customize your report from A to Z. Um, Support Markdown, some feature from Hexabox reports. Um,
Okay,
like
nice.
we see support certificate all of Hexabox certificates on the offensive security like OCB exams and the many things.
Also the
Uh,
AS design. Nice. Okay.
and it's free to use it.
Is it also open source? I think yes, since I see
Yes.
the
Yeah.
GitHub. Okay, that's very very nice to also because the existing like reporting applications that we provide are extremely old, extremely outdated as of the way they work. I've never actually relied on them, and people actually don't use them because of that. So it will be very very nice to have a tool like that, especially if it supports Markdown, as you said.
Yes, and I have 2 days to customize my report. I worked as a graphic designer to fix it some solution for image stuff like this, and support other plugins like InMap and Burp Suite, Nisos,
Mm-hmm.
like results and output from other side.
So it can
Uh,
also like parse the output of the most known tools and start from
yes.
that. That's nice. Cool. Okay,
Uh,
just please prepare this share document and share it with Dante Rolle. He will handle everything and pass it to the other contributors since now we have some.
of course, I'm trying many tools like to generate my reports. I didn't
Mhm.
found something like this. Uh, the this report fixed my solution. So it's a powerful tool. Generate you can customize anywhere. Uh, that's it.
Nice, very, very nice. This is important. Another thing that you might be interested in is for Parrot 7 that will be hopefully released this summer with along with the new Debian release, Debian stable release. Is the project of recategorizing all the tools, rewriting our categories and rearranging the tools in a more modern fashion. Maybe creating different subcategories, merging some of them, creating new, and so forth. So I would like to have you involved with the other guys exploring how we can rearrange all the tools in a more modern fashion. There is one approach that I really loved, which is the one adopted by Athena OS. Again, I mentioned them because they did an amazing job. Um, so let me know if you like it. Let me know if you have an ideas to develop on top of what they did, because I would like to be more in touch with them and further explore how to remodernize Parrot, because by now we are like the old guard of the operating systems and we need to modernize everything and be again an innovative operating system. I really want Parrot to be innovative again. So I have some ideas. I really need to assess my ideas with you guys, see whether they are good or not. Collect yours and see what we can do for Part 7 to completely revolutionize the way it looks, the way it behaves, the tools it ships, and also how they are organized. So let's wait a few minutes for additional questions. Okay, here the drive. And I see someone also posted a link to LibrePlanet. what is it? Debian-based distributions. Oh, okay. Oh, Parrot is listed here. Nice. They use the Bootstrap. Okay. We should add native support to Parrot Security to the Bootstrap. And we should do it in time before the feature freezing of Parrot Security, of Debian stable, actually, which will happen, I think, in March. Please remind me to contribute back to the project. Look for next gen of tools. Okay. Let's see, Repology. Another thing that we should develop for the project is a page where we collect all the Parrot packages, all the packages that we have on the repository, and they dynamically generate a searchable list with all the descriptions. I don't know if include pictures or not, because we don't have like a web repository browser where people can look for packages, see what versions they have, and so forth. So if anyone familiar with web technologies will get involved with that, I will be more than happy to sponsor the project and make it happen. So, guys, I don't want to really use Repology natively, like make a link to Repology in our website. So we should come up with other ideas. We need to develop our own platform. Repository Parrot, okay. But the same technology, do we know if the Repology technology is actually open source and we could still host something like that on our own servers? I see GitHub repository for the web app, the updater, and the rules. What are these? It is written in Rust, one of the best languages ever developed, except one of the most hated ones, at least for me. They change the standards so often that it's almost impossible to keep up with their development. Okay, so it should be also very well optimized. Repology web app. Okay, let's consider it as a potential starting point. And of course, the rule set, which sounds promising. Okay, let me see if we have new questions in the chat. Configurator versions. No, we won't write it in Haskell. Please don't. Please, absolutely don't do that in Haskell. Golang is an amazing language if we wanted to do something on our own. It's stupid proof, pretty efficient, nice to read. The language doesn't evolve over time, so if you don't update it for like 1 year, you will still be able to understand the code or write it something that can be compiled with the latest compiler, or is that still idiomatic to the way you write to that language. Otherwise, Dante roll it is for you. Let's write it in C++, since you love it so much. Jokes apart, we could either go with whatever they developed or write something in Go, or only if necessary with Node.js, by relying as little as possible on external dependencies and try to rely on the standard library instead, like vanilla JavaScript for Node.js. Otherwise, Go, I think, will be a very well-suited language for the goal. Challenge accepted. Don't do it in C++. Don't. I don't think it will be worse than ask, but still don't. Okay, guys, if we don't have any questions, I think we could call it a day. It was amazing to discuss with you and introduce you to the whole future of the Parrot arsenal and toolset. So please, let's review this document, this list of tools later in the community chats. Let's discuss about them. Let's decide which one should have higher priority in being added, because the next thing that we need to do is to give a priority to such tools. And let's try to use them as a how can I say, as a gym for you guys to get trained on Parrot development. It will be amazing to have new developers, not only to contribute to Parrot, but once you learn how to do it on Parrot systems, you will also be able to contribute back to Debian, Ubuntu, or other dev-based process distributions. And of course, once you get familiar with native distribution maintenance systems, it is also easier to learn how to do the same for other distributions like Fedora, Arch Linux, which is even easier with caveats, of course, but that would be nice. Oh, there is an interesting point in the chat about deduplicating the tools. Let me explain. To remove the clones that are to remove basically those tools that already do something that another tool does. There is, of course, a choice we have to make, because users will like to have the tool they are used to. You cannot remove it because there is an alternative to it. You have to be able to offer it anyways, because there are people who love a tool, there are people who love another one, and you have to get both satisfied. Where we can do a nice cleaning is in what we ship pre-installed with the system. This is where we can actually do some cleaning for the next version. But I would really like to have all the tools, all the duplicates, let's call it that, available at least in the repository, and have a clear way for them to know that even if the tool is not pre-installed, it is installable through the package maintainer, through the repository.
Lorenzo, I can answer
Yes.
this question because we have talking about this many times about removing duplicated tools.
Yep.
Uh, I am agree with him, but if we have tool updated every time and have his community, I don't disagree to remove it. Just this, my opinion. But
Yeah.
there is many tools can cover other, but it's just community.
Yeah, in that case, having a community is a powerful plus for a tool. But for instance, Barb Suite and Kaido, they are of course different tools and that do different things, but they overlap a lot on many of their features. You cannot decide to drop Barb Suite and only provide Kaido. You know what I mean? So we should really make conscious decisions while deciding whether to drop a tool or not. Also, some tools that are no longer maintained but still in use are not really updated so often. So it is not hard for us to maintain them, because basically there is nothing to maintain. They were released a huge amount of time ago. The package is there. It's not so heavy in terms of storage space for our repository. So there will be no benefit in removing them. But in other cases, yes, we should consider cleaning a lot of tools, like we did for the Python 2 deprecation, where we removed all the Python 2 tools. Some of them were never replaced with an alternative, yet we decided to drop them because they were no longer relevant, or it was not feasible for us to provide them. Yes, we should rely a lot on the Debian watch system for packaging and tracking the upstream version. So we can also automate the update process when a new version comes out. We tried to convert, me and Danterol, a lot of tools to be Debian watch reliant, and that simplified a lot future updates to such tools. Once you will start studying how to do package maintenance for Debian, you will understand what we are talking about. Basically, there are some tooling on Debian side that automatically detect whether there is a new version, a new release, or a new tag on GitHub or any other version control system. Automatically download the new version for you and prepare the boilerplate for the new version to be released. It is also mentioned in the Debian standard guidelines. It's not mandatory because not all the tools have a easy way to fetch the latest version. But when available, and especially penetration testing tools, they are all on GitHub whenever possible. It is extremely easy to automate this kind of project with the tooling that we have already provided. Okay, a guide for Parrot contributors is being written. And there is a plan to make all our Debian packages visible on GitLab because some of them were automatically generated. Then we figured out that GitLab automatically flags the repositories as private. There is no API to bulk publish them. We contacted the GitLab developers to have it implemented, or have a solution from them. They told us there is no current solution and no current plan to introduce it. So if you had a bash script that automatically pushed like 600 tools, there is no way for you to automatically make them, all of them, public, other than going there and manually opening all of them. So I'm sorry for that. We will slowly open the visibility of all the tools we maintain over GitLab.
Can I talk, Lorenzo?
Yes.
And another way, not every tool we should use it. We have alternative tool. We use it for such activity. It's like Burp Suite and Kaido. I share his link. Not everyone can use this tool because it's very, very advanced to use it. It's like deep sick, but I know it from one more year. It's a very generation like use AI modeling, create some resources for testing API, can collect some YAML file like from locally directly, do some private scripts, many plugins can customize it and add it. I don't want to everyone to use it because it's if you if you not know what can do with this tool, you will be see it's not useful to use it or it's stuck to use it. But it's a very advanced tool.
We might provide it in the repository, and those who know what they are doing will be able to install it. Add it to the list, add it to the document, so we'll discuss about it later with the rest of the community. Guys, if there are no other questions, I think we are done with it. So for this week, we finally met again. This is the first call of this year, 2025, and we finally started to talk to get deeper into Parrot 7 development altogether. I see a huge amount of people today, way more than the other calls, and other people will sure see it, of parts of it, later on with the recording once it will be uploaded. So thank you for joining, and let's see the next one. so that we can all discuss more about Parrot development. Because for the next call, I will really like to get even deeper into Parrot development and maybe start actually doing the setting the ground for Parrot 7. So for the next call, I would love to introduce you to how a distribution is made from from day zero, from setting the first infrastructure, cloning the first copy of the repository, starting to assemble the build infrastructure, deploying the first modified tools, testing the build infrastructure for the ISO files, all the final artifacts of the distribution, and see how to go from there. And yes, we will notify you in advance so that you can join it. We usually advertise our HackChirp meetings on Instagram and all the other social media profiles we have, mostly Instagram and Telegram, where the community, is more active and more hungry of news. So thank you for joining. It was a pleasure to have you today.